Welcome to Dacey's Divas. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we have a true fashionista out there making a difference for so many women. She is educating them, she is styling them, she is making them feel good about themselves and look good in the meantime. Please welcome this fashionista, beautiful person, Jennifer Cassara. She is the founder of GoodRobe Co.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming all the way.
Here. Yes, this is wonderful.
Finally, we meet, and we had a great connection. We have to give a big shout out to Jackie Zuckerman.
Absolutely, she knows how to connect.
Yes,
us.
she does.
Yes, amazing.
She was another diva. She was on the show a few years back, but she has done a lot for not only women, but for men too. And she does help connect, which is so important.
Yes, I call her the ultimate connector.
Yes. So let's talk about today's Your Day. Let's tell the viewers a little bit about who you are and where you're from, and then we're going to talk about your great foundation, what you're doing now.
Yes, no, this is wonderful. So for years, I was in retail. I started at Lord & Taylor's executive training program in New York, which was considered at the time like the boot camp for retailers. Like it was sort of like the pinnacle if you wanted to be a buyer. So I spent about 5 years there. And then I met my husband and we decided to move up to Boston.
We had to give him a big shout out.
Big
He's in the
shout
audience, Chris. He's amazing.
All
support.
This doesn't happen without his support.
A great support and a great man.
Absolutely.
And that's important, correct?
He's been with me through it all.
Yes.
So over 30 years, so I give him a ton of credit.
Awesome.
Still putting up with me. So we met and he really didn't want to move into New York. And I still wanted to do what I did, so I was with May Company. Lord & Taylor is part of May Company, and so is Filene's. So we moved up to Boston, and we've been up here ever since, which we fell in love. And so I was a buyer there, and then I went to Filene's basement. Wow. And that was amazing.
Filene's basement. I remember those days, right? It was like it's
a madhouse.
If you saw a sweater, forget it. You better like hold on to it. Then grab it out of your hand.
That's it.
Right,
I was like, how do you come up here, and not be a part of that? So I'm so glad I got a chance to be a part of that. And then I started to think, well, kind of got that itch. I was about 30, and I said, I kind of want my own business. So I opened my own boutiques, which really probably is where the beginning of this idea started, because of my boutique, I had all these great women coming in. And I think one of the greatest fallacies there is that people think that women just instinctively know how to dress. Right. Because we love it, right? Yeah. We love clothing, we love looking great, but it's not always easy.
It's not.
So I would have women come in, and what I realized too is that a lot of designers design to be creative. They want to come out with something that's original, that's new, and those things don't always equate to being flattering. Right. And there are so many...
It's true. Flattering, not flattering.
No.
You buy this in a store and you think, oh my God, it looks so great on in the store, and then you get home, it's like, oh, forget it.
Or you're like looking for something and you're like, okay, so everything's naked on top. Well, I don't want to show my arms. Or they don't necessarily think of a woman's body and where we have sensitivities and really focus on making the pieces specifically flattering. And so what I found is that I would gravitate towards certain pieces, and I realized a lot of companies aren't thinking that way. So stocking the store was sort of challenging. Well, I went from there to, and people local know this, the paper store. And I went there and I started in there. At the time.
It's a beautiful store.
Right?
It's a beautiful store.
When I started, there were 11 locations. When I left, there were almost 80.
That many?
Yeah, now.
Throughout New England?
Yeah, so now they actually are, go all the way down on the East Coast to Florida. So they have about 100 locations.
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, so when I started with them, they didn't have any fashion. They had no jewelry. And so that was my position, was to come and bring that to them. And I found the same thing. We were creating now fashion product, creating our own product. And we would shop and we would find pieces, and I felt like I had to change every single piece. Either make it wider, right?
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of an A-line so it doesn't hug in
Stiff
the
it up.
wrong place. Exactly, make it longer. And it was all the things to make the pieces more flattering. And so then here we are today.
Right.
That's where that idea was born. And I kind of sat on it for a little bit. And in 2017, fast fashion became really popular. Stitch Fix was a thing. And I was anti-Stitch Fix.
Why?
So as a buyer, I know that when you buy inventory and you're sitting on inventory, you have to move inventory. And they're supposed to be guiding people to the pieces that work best for them. Well, you might look best in these great bootcut pants, but if I don't have bootcut pants in my inventory and I'm trying to move these other pants, what do you think I'm going to suggest for you? And so I knew just from a baseline that that wasn't a great idea. I thought, well, I mean, it's a great idea and everybody, loved it, but I knew from an inventory management standpoint, to me, you have all these women and these stylists that are giving you feedback. You're learning.
Right.
So wouldn't it be better if you were creating your own product? And so that's
Fabulous.
where GoodRobe was born. And GoodRobe is a take on wardrobe.
Okay.
It's not robes.
And where did you get the name?
So
Good.
it was the idea of wardrobe, but a good robe.
Yeah.
So it's more of an intentional wardrobe that makes you feel good. Our tagline is look good, feel good, do good, because you know that when you look good, you feel better, and you do better things. I know when I'm confident, I do at least.
And the thing is too, Jen, I love your mission. Talk a little bit about your mission.
Okay, so when I started, we do capsules. We don't only do capsules. You can buy individual pieces.
And
but
explain a capsule for people that might not know a
a
capsule.
lot of people don't understand capsules, and it's kind of confusing. So capsules can mean a couple of things in fashion, but the way that we use it is, for us, it is 6 pieces that were designed to mix and match. And
Clothing, correct? Okay, just in case people,
yeah,
we're gonna go over that. Yeah.
Yep. There are 6 pieces that when you put them together, you can mix and match them for 30 days worth of outfits.
Right.
Because you can coordinate each piece to go together. So
I like
for
that.
those of us that remember Garanimals, it's sort of Garanimals for adult women. It's styled so that you don't really have to think too hard. All the pieces already work together. And then you can also build your own capsule. So it's this idea that that for women who struggle, we've kind of done the hard work for you. We've taken the most sort of universally flattering lines, and that's what we've used to create each piece. And then we've put them together.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to bring this up because I know you're going to bring it up too.
Yes.
But
do you want to talk about the flashcards?
I will, only because it kind of makes sense right now.
Right.
So,
But tell me about the mission.
so the mission was that ultimately you have these capsules, women who don't have jobs, women who need help like interviewing, getting a job, and what are they wearing? So we've partnered with Dress for Success because
That's a
anybody
fabulous
who knows
organization.
Me, anybody who knows me knows I have a super crush on Dress for Success. I was really bummed that I didn't think of it, but it's an organization that helps women who are looking to get into the job market or getting back into the job market get clothing. It's free of charge, but they offer so many additional services to help women interview, and this way they can get clothing, they can look great and feel confident when they actually go on a job interview. And
Which is important.
I can't imagine not feeling great on an interview because that'll just take all of your confidence out. So I just think it's a brilliant organization. My ultimate goal when we are more popular is that we give a percentage, but ultimately I'd like to sort of do a 1-for-1 where we're giving out
I
these
love that
capsules.
idea. Yes.
We're not doing enough volume yet. We're still only.
But you will.
We will.
You're a go-getter.
Yep.
And you're hard and you're very passionate about this, so you'll do it.
And then we know, so we've worked with them and we've seen the women when they put the clothing on. And I do this in addition to another job, and people say, well, why do you do it? And I'm like, it's my passion project because, and not just the women for Dress for Success, but any woman who puts on a piece of clothing and then you see their face light up, that's my payment. That's what fuels me. When people say, oh my God, wow, that looks great, and I feel confident, and I go, okay, I did my job. Like that
is fabulous.
It's wonderful.
I love it.
It's the best. It's the best.
Okay, so let's talk about the flashcards that you created, which are phenomenal. I was looking through them. So it just doesn't talks about accessories. You also have another job. Let's give a shout out to Periwinkle.
Periwinkle,
All right.
yes. And that's why I still work with the paper store, which is great because I sell them periwinkle.
And that's cosmetic, costume jewelry.
Yes,
Okay.
fashion jewelry, and so I worked with them when I was at the paper store, and now I work with them again.
Oh, peek up.
You're showing my flashcards. So what I realized when I was doing this, that beyond just figuring out what to wear professionally.
We do makeup here too.
Yeah.
We do accessories, shoes, pocketbooks, clothing. Okay.
So the idea was that women really just are a little bit lost. And so I broke it down into the 3 basic categories for me, which number 1 are what body shapes, or what I call silhouette, will flatter my body type. So you identify your body type, that's the first part, and it gears you towards, okay, these are the pieces that you should be wearing to, improve how you look or make you feel confident.
And I like that because nobody really knows the body type. You just go in, you try a sweater on, does it look good? It's kind of hit or miss. Okay, that looks okay, I'll take that.
Right.
But the body type is very important, and I like that.
It's so important. And once you understand that it's just balancing your body, so if you're larger on top, you want to add weight to the bottom. Once you understand that, it's not like you have to memorize a formula. It's now okay, when I go into a store, a boot cut pant is going to be more flattering for me than an ankle pant. So,
or peg leg,
or
right?
peg, yeah. And honestly, there are very few people that's flattering for. So you've got that, but then you've got colors. I am not a big color season. Like, I'm not going to come to your house and lay up, drape you with fabric and tell you. But it is good to have a general idea of, like, for me, I'm a winter, and that I look better in a punch of color. I look great in black. There are a lot of women who don't look great in black, and so for them, they need to make sure that they don't have black against their face. Yeah. And then lastly, it's broken out into style. So everybody has a different style type. And once you identify what that is, we list for you what great key essential pieces will help you to style your wardrobe that way. We consider these basics.
I love this. This is very form-fitting. I like the cuff. I like the cami underneath, the lace, which you can dress down. You can put a scarf. You can dress it up, dress it down. I love that look.
Yeah.
But say I come in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh no, I want like a skinny pair of jeans and it just doesn't fit I want like leather and I want this and that. How do you calm a woman down and say, oh, I don't know. Like,
do you know what I've usually done?
Okay.
Okay, what I've usually done, which is funny, when I had my stores, so what I would usually do, and I would say, do you trust me? Yep. Do me a favor, try these on.
Yes, I do, because I love your line and I've researched you, and and I love your videos and who you've helped, and I think it's amazing.
So I usually let them see it from them. It's like, no pressure. Yeah. Try these on. You don't have to come out in them.
Well, I don't want to try them on. I want this, Jen.
Well, you can absolutely, I'm not going to stop a woman from getting, but I usually explain. One of my biggest hurdles when I had my stores, which is funny, I don't do denim right now. I'm working on a line of denim, but one of the biggest hurdles I had was when I did denim. It was the height of denim. And the hardest part was getting women into the smaller size of denim. They would always try to go bigger, and they didn't understand that denim gives.
Right, it stretches.
Yes. And so, I would get them to try on, and that was my hurdle, getting them in. And then they would come in. I'd have some women come in and say, you were right. Yeah. And get the smaller size, or they would have bought the smaller size and came back and said, thank you so much, But, you also want, I'm not a rules person, so there might be something that I would think might look better on you, but if you love it and it lights you up,
wear it.
You should wear it. Yeah. You should, I'm short, I'm 4'10", and I wear culottes, I know I'm not supposed to. I have a thing for them. My husband calls them silly pants. They put me in a good mood. Yeah. They're not the most flattering thing for my body, but they make me happy.
Yeah. Which is good.
That's what you want to do.
And the thing is too, when the magazines come out, like for the fall, and this is what you should wear, and this is popular, sometimes I'll see people like, well, it's new, it's fashionable. Well, if it doesn't look good and you don't feel good in it, just because it's fashionable, forget it.
It's the key. Sometimes what you don't buy is more important than what you buy. So I usually tell people there are ways, like let's say red is hot. Maybe you don't buy a red suit. right? Maybe you buy like a red top that you can layer with your suiting, or you can layer it with your denim, and it gives you that pop, right? Without being overwhelming. So there's usually a lot of ways to
accessorize and work it.
And buy something within that trend that isn't so far into the trend. If you love it. There's that, I don't know if you've seen the barrel jeans that are popular right now. They make you look like you're bow-legged.
Yes, yep. Yeah.
I don't get it.
They're like the Joffers, the old Joffers. That was stylish like 30 years ago, I remember. Yes.
I'm like, why would I want to look bow-legged? Like, I just don't get it. So I want to do a video where I say this is how you style your jeans, and I want to take them, and the barrel jeans, and I want to take them and I want to throw them in the garbage.
And how about the big jeans now this year? Everybody's wearing the big jeans. I mean, I bought a pair, but I'm like, you know what? I don't know. They're not, they might be comfortable to walk around here or there, but I don't know, to wear them dressy with a little blazer, it's like I don't know.
It's
it
hard,
doesn't make
and it's
sense.
balanced, right?
It's
so
balanced.
Maybe with that, you do a little boucle crop jacket and a little kitten heel or something, so it doesn't look so
form-fitted or not form. Yes.
And there's always grades, right? So you can get those super dramatic wide, but then you can get some that are like a little bit more tailored, a little bit less exaggerated, and you're still sort of registering the trend without overdoing it. I love them, but again, I'm 4'10", so I look like I'm sinking into the
ground,
floor.
right? No. Yeah.
But I love them. I think they're very cool. So it's definitely a balancing act. And what we tried to do is, like you'd see in the cards, when you look at all the body types, there are certain pieces that are just universally flattering for most body types. And that's what we focused on. We focused on a blazer that isn't too oversized. It hits you right at the hip because that actually is a little bit more flattering. You go oversized and it overwhelms usually most figures. Also, we have a lot of what you call triangles, which are bigger on the bottom. So once you add that weight of the blazer, you don't want that. You want it to offset the weight. And then the same with the bootcut pant, right? A bootcut pant
I like a bootcut pant. Yeah. Or a little tapered, but not like the skinny. I mean, I have skinny jeans, but I like the peg leg.
Yes.
Like a peg leg with a pump too.
Yeah. And it really depends on your body type, right? If you are more of a straight body type, that is wonderful. But for anybody who carries excessive weight below, it really does exaggerate. Like if you have wide hips, it does exaggerate the hips. Some people love that. Some people don't want that. They want, they want to balance that. And that's exactly what a boot cut does. The flare, almost people think, oh, well, then a little is good, so more must be better. But the flare, because it comes in and out so much, it actually accentuates curves, and it's almost overpowering for a curvy girl. So it's very interesting. And again, we just wanted to focus on things that we knew were flattering, considered basics, and then you style it the way you want.
I love it. Let's go. We're gonna,
let me show you.
We're gonna show your beautiful, some of your wardrobe. Now, Jen, I have a question. Do you do strictly business? Business?
No.
You don't do like, you do dressy, like if they want to go afterwards, like for a cocktail party, but you don't do gowns, you're not doing jeans right now.
No.
But more basically business.
Business or business casual. We do have a pair. I don't know why I don't give these pants more play, but our skinny mini pant,
I like those.
Really great. They're a stretch twill. This is what I would call a more dressy denim alternative. So it's a great option. It actually is a take. J. Crew used to have this great pant called the mini pant. And I had it in every color, everybody I knew, and I'm like, just because they're not carrying it anymore doesn't make it any less great of an item. So we did a version of that.
Okay.
But I would say most women, for most women, a wrap dress is one of the single best, most flattering items. Now, we took ours a step further. So why it's flattering is that when it crosses here, it comes in tighter. And so from an illusion standpoint, it's really defining the waist. And then the bottom is a little bit A-line. So again, if you have hips, so that's great. But we added an extra little ruffle so that for women who don't want to show the back
Their
of their
arms.
arms.
Yes.
It does it in a way where you don't know that we're doing it. And then on the bottom,
A little ruffle
same idea.
to match.
A little bit of a ruffle to, again, it's almost like a boot cut, right? It comes out a little and offsets the hip.
Now, you don't make these clothes. You do make these clothes.
Yes, I designed and we manufacture all these clothes ourselves.
Where? Right in your Providence?
No.
Okay.
China is really where they're made.
So you're designing all of these and making them. That's amazing.
Yeah. You know, I knew the pieces that I stopped seeing out there too. Like, you know, people, again, fast fashion, right? It all became about trend and being on trend. And I was like, I want quality pieces that I'm gonna have in 20 years. And most of these were based on items that I've had in my closet for over 20 years that were still my go-to items. They were still the best. I will say that the shirt I have on is one of
That's popular.
Yeah.
The button down. You can never go, you can wear that with a sequin skirt for the holidays, right?
Anything, yes. This is the best item. But if you notice, we call it the girlfriend shirt. It is not oversized.
Yeah.
There's a place for that. But the way that this is it's shaped like a woman. So it does kind of have shaping, but it's not fitted. And it does A-line here, so it grazes the hips, and it hits at the same place that the blazer does. So it's super flattering, and it's not too long. You can tuck it in, or you can wear it out.
Nice.
And then, of course, you know, my favorite piece is the blazer.
I love the blazer.
Ultimately, the blazer is like the best. There are there's some ruching up top to add just a little height here, which does what almost like a
the shoulder pads used to give it.
It gives
like
you
that.
it gives you structure, and it's very flattering. It offsets the bottom. We have. I love our liner, which is great. And again, it hits at the right
you
place.
got the same
and shape.
liner here.
Yeah,
I like that.
Isn't that cute?
So you can cuff up the sleeve. You don't have to cuff the sleeve up.
No, exactly. You want to show it, you don't have to.
I like that. Well, Jen, you did a beautiful job with the outfits. Okay, so I'm going to go to work.
Yes.
Dress me in my work outfit, and then I have a cocktail party to go to afterwards. Not a formal cocktail party. So what would I wear?
Okay, so if you started, I would probably, let's say that we started you, you know what, let's do something we haven't shown
Yeah,
yet.
let's do the pant. Let's do a pant outfit.
I was gonna do.
All right, well, show me.
Okay.
You're the boss here.
What I was gonna do.
I love that cami.
So
like a python.
So the best part about this cami is that it's reversible.
I like that.
And not inside out, but you have your lace in the front, or if you turn it, you've got a scoop.
Make sure we can see you. Yeah, and now how much would that cami be?
So, it's so funny, I should know, it's $48.
$48.
Yeah, which is great because you're getting two in one.
So it's reversible.
It's reversible.
So to work, I can wear it that side and then going out. So you show.
So what I would say
like
is
that.
so you could either, if you wanted to do this with the pant, you could, or
I didn't see the skirt. I love that.
I wanted to show you something that you didn't see.
I love that.
So you could pair these two together.
And I already know what I'm going to wear.
And you're going to have the blazer over it for work, but then afterwards. And if you don't want to be too showy, you layer this over it for night,
and you
change your shoes, right?
Yeah,
You
and
take
now
the blazer off and you flip flop.
Does Periwinkle have belts? Do they do it?
No, we don't.
Oh, you had to do belts.
But you know what? Belts are hot this year.
You could do a belt with that.
Yeah, and when you wear these pieces, with like the matching skirt,
I love that.
Right? It almost looks like a dress. It's great. Or you could do the black skirt.
With the trumpet, I like that at the bottom.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Sharp.
Yeah, so that again is like a skirt version of a boot cut.
I love that.
So
that's a great outfit for night.
You could do the same thing. You could do this tank top, right?
Yeah.
And you could do it with a black pair of boot cut pants with your blazer. And then at night add that sweater on top or something a little bit jazzier to go out.
I like that.
I wanted to show you something that you hadn't seen, so this is a great.
I love that. That wasn't online.
Oh,
was it online?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but
I don't know. You had so much online. I couldn't sift through
I know.
it.
We have 14 styles, and one of my last pieces that I want to show you.
And you've made all of these.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, that's amazing.
And all of the patterns are
Yep.
proprietary. So
Wow.
we design these patterns.
Good for you, Jen.
Only because I hate when patterns don't go with anything.
Yeah.
So I did 3 types of patterns. I did that python that you saw
Yeah.
for somebody who's a little bit
love it.
edgy.
Yes.
And then I did, this is our branch print, and this is,
I saw that before. I like
yeah.
that. Yes.
So what this is this is a great, more neutral, somebody who likes a pattern but doesn't want too much of a pattern. This is great. And then I did, now, I would never wear this. This is just not my style, but it's probably our best-selling pattern. We did this to go back to navy, go back to the
But that would be
ivory.
cute in the summer with a pair of jean shorts
Great,
or like,
yeah.
or a pair of jeans.
Yeah, and we have our navy, that navy pant.
Oh, that navy pant.
It looks great, and then you pair it, right, with the blazer over navy.
I like that.
It looks great.
And I like the pink in the back. I like that.
So when I created this print, sometimes you see these pretty prints, but then you're like, well, what do I wear it with? So we grounded it with navy
Yeah.
because we knew women would wear it with navy or with denim.
Show me, well, let's go one more outfit, and then we're gonna do,
Yes, ma'am.
talk some women questions. Show me a white, like the cream. I don't look good in cream, but
Oh,
how
this
could
has
you
been-
spruce this up with me with cream? Like whites and cream kind of fade me out.
Okay, so when that
I like the bold colors, like I like the
Yes.
black, I like the reds.
Well, so you know what's so funny? People will take this and they'll put something bold with it, right? I've had people do like a
a nice suit.
fuchsia color. This is a great suit. So there's a crop pant and then there's a long pant.
Yep.
We've shown it this way. My preferred way, I love the
yeah,
suit
that's-
with this, which is great.
Yep.
So you'll notice this shirt looks great with black.
Yep.
It looks great with the ivory. Like everything was designed to go back and forth.
How about for me, like a TV show?
So
what would
what
I
I-
wear? I like a little edgy.
Yes.
Okay. For the diva.
So what I would say is you'd probably not necessarily do, unless you like a pink, which I don't think this is your color. I almost feel like you would need something a little bit brighter, like almost like a peacocky kind of
Right.
teal color.
would be great.
Which would be great with this.
Yes.
Because the ivory is a neutral, so you can pop anything.
That's-
I had somebody do a fuchsia with it, and it looked amazing.
Jen, thank you so much. Those clothes are fabulous.
Thank you.
Beautiful
Thank
wardrobe,
you.
and the holiday season is upon us.
Yes.
So thank you for
yes.
showing your beautiful creations and
you.
designs.
Thank
They are
you.
gorgeous. Now, just a couple women shows. We're ready to wrap up.
We love this.
Women questions. Number one, who was a role model for a woman?
Oh gosh. So, so for me, currently or past role
Doesn't matter.
models? Okay, so I have to say my grandmother was probably my personal greatest role model as a woman because when I was younger, not all women worked,
Yes.
right? And she was actually a legal secretary, and she was the legal secretary to
for her day.
Yes,
So she was a
and
trailblazer.
total trailblazer, and she and her boss was like one of the most well-known lawyers on Long Island.
Wow.
And nothing was better than when I was a little girl and I'd go visit her, and here he is, this really successful businessman, and he'd come into her and she'd be like, no, you wrote this wrong. And she would be giving him like, and he'd be like, oh, okay,
Oh,
I'll
wow.
change it. And I love.
That's incredible. I like that.
And she was just so smart and so
Inspiring.
bright and able to kind of be powerful at a time that I don't think all women felt comfortable being powerful. So she was a great role model for me.
Oh, I love that. Very inspiring. One last question.
Yes.
If you had a magic wand, what would you wish for the young women out there today, Jen, in this type of an environment?
Okay, so, and I wished I was this way. It's for women to realize that the power of what makes you unique is your power.
Yeah.
Don't try to be like anybody else. Don't try to fit in. What you probably think is a flaw is something that sets you apart and makes you different. So just lean into that and love who you are.
I have to give you my traditional Godiva chocolate. I actually got this at the paper store. For the diva in you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you so
anyone
much.
knows an incredible diva like Jen Cassara, please reach out to her websites, her email. She'll make you that festive outfit for the
Yes.
holiday season. Thank you for watching Dacey's Divas. Wishing you all a happy holiday season, and I will see you soon.